Hey guys, NSC, also known as Neon here, and as you can see, point this way, I have upgraded a tiny bit. One of the people in my PCU session, Riley's player, taught me how to do this. Very cool. I do love it. So a bit of an upgrade from the usual, but yeah, it's a start. This video is still being produced in a bit of a rush fashion. Like the other videos, which I know in my last video I said I was going to try and stop doing that. There is a reason this time, to be fair. There is a reason. I'm trying to produce another video, but that's taking a bit more time than I thought it would. So I'm kind of recording this at like 2 a.m. the day of this video needing to go out. So I'm sorry. Forgive me, please. Anyway. Yeah. Because of this. Yeah. I don't really know what more to say about it. So I guess I just won't. Today we have session 10 of the Vora region. And session 10 is actually the session in which I started writing these notes. So this one is good. It's also long because my memory was the most fresh then. I have the rest of the notes on here. However, I do need to put them back onto my PC because I was writing them while I was in Ireland. And I need to put them on my PC so I can read off them for videos. Anyways, shall we begin? Oh wait, one more thing. What do you guys think? Copy of Levi. Just copying the hairstyle. Anyway, you might hear some scrolling in the video, and I'm sorry about that. I'm also sorry for the flicker of the camera right there. But this is a long one. This is 2 pages of notes that I need to read off of. Anyway, let's begin. I am very good at procrastinating. We're already 2.5 minutes in. Anyway, our session begins off continuing on from the previous session, where we were talking to our rivals, having a bit of a chill day. But then Riley, and Levi, not me, Levi, Riley, and Darren, all 3 of us gained the sense that something a bit odd is going on. Me and Riley understand this through the weather that was forming around us, understanding that it was about to come down hailing, and hard. And Darren understood it in a slightly different way because he understood through his intuition. And he understood that this wasn't just regular hail, but rather a Pokemon was forming it. So, we did take a moment to then decide where we were going to go. Our rivals split up from us, and I decide the best idea is probably for Levi to send Vivillon out to search for shelter, and then return once they know where, so then they can direct us towards that shelter. We decide to climb up a level because we're still on the Aisley Slope, so we do decide to climb up a level from where we were, using Sandshrews Ground Shaper to make it a lot easier to climb up. But even though we made it a lot easier, Darren and Poe still fell on their asses. It was a good laugh for 5 minutes of how we made it so much easier for them. But they still failed the check, and one of them can levitate. So it was still funny. Anyway, Anaway then decides to hold Darren's hand from then on until we reach the cave. Yeah, spoiler alert, we reach cave. But once we get up, we look a bit closer to find some shelter that would, find some shelter from the storm that was currently brewing. And we noticed the top of some trees, and we started heading in that direction. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna take a small breather. I'm sorry, I am screwing up my words so badly. I have not recorded one of these in so long. The last time was, what? A month ago? Maybe a month and a week ago? So I'm sorry that I'm stammering so much. I am so sorry. Okay, back to the story. we do head in the direction of the treetops, and we meet back up with Vivillon. They looked a tad bit injured, and later on, looking at the injuries, we figured out it was because they were attacked by 2 Spearows. However, they did fend themselves off, gaining some XP. Good on Vivillon. Good job, Dathy. And Vivillon had also spotted a cave in which we could go to, in which that cave was also in the same direction as the treetops. Convenient for us. So we used Ground Shaper to go even further down. However, just before we went down, Levi spotted a little lizard by the edge of the cliff face. It looked scared, weak, and like it was hungry. But not as in, I'm going to attack you hungry, more like, I'm starving, and I'm going to curl up into myself, into hibernation, starving. And after a bit of Pokemon education, I failed to understand what it was. But I knew enough to know that it was a heliotrope. So, Levi hands over. Levi heads over to the Pokemon, presenting himself as a non-threat. He waits a bit and then takes another step forward. He turns his hand over, offering it to the Pokemon, and tilts his head like it was doing towards Levi. Darren was helping with his channeling as this was happening, and the Pokemon rubs its head and it's thrilled against Levi's hand. Levi offers for it to come with them to avoid the storm, and the Pokemon climbs his leg and wraps itself around Levi's neck. Then, Anaway, Darren, Levi head back to the group, who were eating candy while exhaling. Makes sense, I know. Don't worry. And then Andrew was ground shaping again while Levi was off doing that. We started to head towards the cave as it was starting to sleet, and we found that the cave entrance was collapsed. Anaway sends her net out to see how deep the collapse was, and as it was not that deep, we decided to dig in to seek shelter. And the way that we dug in was that we used telekinesis with Levi's Inkay and Poe on the collapsed cave, while Riley used the hammer to swing. I'm assuming I meant swing against the rocks, because what I have written down here is swinged the rocks. So, I'm assuming past me meant swing against the rocks. We started setting up camp inside with Poe, Levi, and Anaway looking around the initial area just to make sure that the inside of this cave was safe. After that was done, Anaway goes deeper into the cave, and Levi and Riley, with their survival checks, find tracks that whatever was causing the storm was probably lingering around this cave for some time. And that was the end of session. But I do have a PS here. And I remember it. And we did laugh about it. Not for a couple minutes, not for a couple hours. I remember we laughed about this for a couple days. Because the player of Darren had had gained a unhealthy. Well, sorry, no, it wasn't the player of Darren. The player of Darren put it this way: that basically Darren now had a unhealthy obsession with wanting to know what it was like to be caught, because the Pokemon, which by the way was a Helioptile, for anyone who was trying to guess what it was a Helioptile, was still channeled by Darren, which meant that Darren could use all the senses of the Helioptile, so its smell, its sight, its taste, blah blah blah. It could use all of it. And Darren wanted to know what it was like to be caught. However, you know, we ended the session here, so this went on for another week. But yeah. Thank you so much for anyone who has listened this far through. Do make sure to hit subscribe and hit a like if you did enjoy the video. If not, go ahead, write your angry comment. I'm sure I will read it and go back to feedback. Anyway, I've been NST, also known as Neon, and I'll catch you in another time. Peace out.